Hear that? Believe it or not, summer is just around the corner. Luckily, Armor All, America's most trusted auto appearance brand, has what your car needs to get that perfect summer shine. Plus, now through May 31st, we'll give you $5 for every $20 you spend on Armor All products. That means car wash pods, protectant, tire shine, you name it. Find out how to get your $5 rebate at armorall.com. Armor All, less work, more clean. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Go to Savage.
Real talk, no filter on Savage Unfiltered. Savage.
Start the new year in a new country. As many as 10,000 migrants per day are crossing the southern border into the United States. Joe Biden has to help us, says this man from Honduras. Meanwhile, about 8,000 men, women, and children from multiple Latin American countries are making their way north through Mexico, the largest such caravan in months. The influx is having an impact as far north as New York, where the city says taking care of asylum seekers will cost an estimated $12 billion over the next 3 years. This chartered plane carrying hundreds of migrants from El Paso to Queens was forced to land in Philadelphia Tuesday night due to bad weather. The passengers instead boarded buses bound for Manhattan, arranged by Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
To tell Texas Governor Abbott to stop the games and use of migrants as political pawns.
Today, the mayors of New York, Chicago, and Denver came together to pressure the federal government for help.
The federal government must take responsibility and lead on this humanitarian crisis instead of leaving it for cities and localities to handle.
Migration was also high on the agenda for Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's visit to Mexico, where President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has said he expects it to be a key issue in next year's U.S. presidential election.
Biden's open border has opened the floodgates to record numbers.
The troubled southern border is already the subject of a new campaign ad from the Republican frontrunner.
President Trump had our border secured, and he'll do it again.
And Christina Ruffini joins us now. This is such a complex issue. When these migrants make it over to the U.S., how long before their cases are seen before immigration court?
Sometimes years. There's now a backlog of more than 3 million cases. These hearings are getting scheduled so far in advance. It's delaying decisions for legitimate, potentially vulnerable asylum seekers, as well as deportations for those who might not have a valid claim.
All right, Christina Ruffini, thank you.
All right, whoa, guys. We got a loaded show today. I want to get some comments here on X as we are streaming live on X, guys. Remember, guys, if you're not following us, if you want to hear this content, guys, hit this QR code in the upper left-hand corner on your screen, guys, Savaged on X. The border wide the fuck open. What is Biden's plans? What is his initial action to take this crisis seriously? No. We got to put some more funding over Ukraine. We got to help Russia. We got to help Gaza. No. Why don't you help out the real crisis in America? Two, folks. There are two crises that we are seeing. A war on our border, a fucking invasion like no tomorrow. You just seen the numbers, guys. Those are real stats. The hugest humanitarian crisis in our nation under any presidential administration. Joe Biden should take the credit for this. Not a good credit, a bad credit. Guys, I got a guess on the other side, guys, in the little digital green room here on the network through Restream. So thank you very much for coming on and joining us. So we're going to get James Cowen's reaction to this, as he is a trucker. And we're going to get into some things going on in the trucking industry, like a lot of this, guys, with the border and the trucking has a lot to do with similarities a little bit of affecting the trucking industry. And we're going to get into that. But I want to get James's reaction to the whole border issue, why it's not being held responsibly under this presidential administration and why it should be held responsibly. Because I know the spaces are going crazy right now on X with border, with humanitarian crisis, with the trucking industry. Let's get James's reaction. Welcome to the show, James. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, and thank you for bringing me up here and letting me get to speak about this. Well, for one, I live here in San Antonio, Texas, so I see a lot of what people aren't seeing behind the scenes, except we got some good people out there like Beyond the Mask. Yeah. But this is a full-out invasion that is coming across our southern border. These are military-aged men. And then the women and children that do come across, I'm pretty sure they're being trafficked.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
This is, you want my reaction? I'm pissed off. All of us truck drivers, we're all pissed off. We're tired of this shit. We got a government running out of control, doing whatever the F they want, and they think we're the enemy of the people the Patriots the enemy. In what country are we living in? This is not my America.
Are we living under a banana republic, or are we living under the United States of America? This should not be happening under any era of America. I mean, we should be having our border secured. Yes, we are a land of opportunity, and we are a land of immigrants. That's how America was founded all those years ago, right? But come in the right way. They're not coming in the right way. Sure, there may be a couple in the bunch, right? But they're not coming in the right way. They're sneaking in. They're going to cities like New York. They're going to cities like LA, all these sanctuary cities, James, and they know they're going to get the help. They know they're going to get the benefits. And who's paying for that? You, me, the taxpayers are paying for it, right? I mean, plain and simple.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, this is it's crazy because all they do is keep taking our money and they support the rest of the world. When are we going to do America first? It's our time. I'm just I don't want to ramble on too far, but man, it's beyond imaginable how much work is going to take us to fix this.
How much work is it going to take to fix this garbage? I mean, is it going to be years, James, or do you think, speaking of, I want to get President Trump into this mix here. President Trump just won the Iowa caucus last night. Put a huge headline on the New York Post this morning. I was reading about it, including here in Florida, because I reside in the state of Florida, and I kind of go back and forth to Georgia in between. But do you think President Trump is going to be able to fix this border issue that's happening right now on the southern border? Do you think he's going to be able to fix it with a snap of a finger? Because he said on day one the border sealed, without a doubt.
Yeah,
that's his first plan of action.
It needs to be done right now. You have to close the border down. The only thing that should be coming across it right now are the trucks. The goods. Everything else, it needs to be shut down, just stopped. It's the only way to stop this.
Yeah.
We're not going to allow any unknown person to cross the border. Anybody that doesn't have a valid permit will be arrested.
Authorities are telling the group they'll be charged with criminal trespassing if they choose to come out of the river.
Es su decisión voluntariamente decidir qué van a hacer.
It's your decision to figure out what you're going to do.
All of them will come up the hill and take their chances with the trespassing charges. A group that identifies itself to 10 News as the Aguilar family tells us it's far better than the alternative.
Where are they from? They're from Venezuela. They got political charges on them. and they had to flee because if they stayed, they would be massacred, as he's put in, or I'm assuming killed. They had to leave everything they had, and they're saying that the government is a dictatorship down there, and they fled Venezuela because they were going to be killed.
Their trip through Mexico was equally dangerous. How hard was it, like walking in the river?
Qué difícil fue a caminar en el río.
Los carteles primero, los carteles.
He's saying the cartel robs them up on Mexico's side.
What did they rob them of?
¿Qué les quitaron?
Dinero.
Celulares.
Todo, te quitan todo, te golpean, lo que te puedan agarrar, te golpean. El que corre, el que no se ahoga es porque se mete al río rápido, o te ahogas en el río o ellos te agarran. Uno prefiere tratar de salvarse para...
Están armados.
Yeah, they're armed. They get assaulted. They take everything: jewelry, watches, money, cell phones. I think they even tried taking away her paperwork as well.
I want to talk a little bit more about your industry here. Since we got you on the air here on Savage, the trucking industry, it's been taking a huge dump, man, since Biden taken over. A huge transition between two administrations. When Trump left the White House, some of the best jobs in that industry was holding strong under the Trump administration. As soon as Biden came in, everything just kind of went to a halt, man. Like, what's going on with the trucking? I mean, is the jobs, somewhat trying to come back, or are they still taking a shit?
Well, the problem with that is when Biden came into office, he came in and he did attack the independent truckers, not so much the independent truck driver, though, because they want to control the trucking industry with all these super carriers. And, they get to underbid everybody and they get to screw over the independent truck drivers. Yeah. Me, I've drove for companies, but I know a lot of the independent guys, and they're the heartbeat of this country, not the mega carriers. So, I mean, this administration is just really trying to step on the back of the soul of this nation.
Yeah.
And break us. We're not going to let them break us. You
look like you're lost to words. I mean, I know you guys are fighting like hell. I know you've been in some spaces. I've actually talking to you. You're a good friend of Texas Trucker. We're trying to get Texas Trucker on earlier before, guys, but he's had some connection issues. It happens, from time to time. But tell me a little bit more of what's going on with the spaces with the trucking. I know you guys have a huge take our border back convoy coming up starting the end of this month. It starts January 29th going into about the first week of February. What's going on with that?
Well, as a matter of fact, let me read you the schedule, but we have a convoy set up and it's ready to go. Everything's ready. We do have a website set up at GoSendMe or GoFundMe, something like that. I'm not the salesman or anybody, but we do have a convoy. It is coming out of Virginia Beach, Virginia on the 29th.
Oh, wow.
And then it will, yes, and that's this month. We're starting in January. And then it goes to Jacksonville, Florida, and there will be overnight stay. And then January 30th, it will run.
At Evernorth Health Services, we believe costs shouldn't get in the way of life-changing care. And we're doing everything in our power to make it possible. Behavioral health solutions that also keep your projections at their best? It's possible. Pharmacy benefits that benefit your bottom line? It's possible. Complex specialty care that cares about your ROI? It's possible. Because we're already doing it. All while saving businesses billions. That's Wonder made possible. Learn more at evernorth.com/wonder.
From Jacksonville, Florida to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And that will be another overnight stay. Each stop is an overnight stay because truck drivers, they got a certain window to drive in.
Yeah.
And then,
hold
and
that.
then,
Go ahead,
go
James.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
And then, it's just going to keep going. We are going to stop to Austin. We're going to have a 2-day reprieve in Dripping Springs. And then on February the 2nd, we're going to drive and do a motorcade, not feet on the ground protest, but we're going to do a motorcade around the Capitol. A few people will be on the sidewalk, and then move on down to Eagle Pass, and then.
I think we lost James, but until James comes back, guys, we actually had a QR code, guys. So if you're familiar and if you are viewing us on X, guys, before we wrap up this show here, with just the border and the trucking, it's out of control. You guys, if you want to learn more about Take Our Border Back, the trucking convoy, please, guys, hit this QR code. Like I said, the convoy does looks like we do have James back in. I'll plug him in a little bit. One second, James. I do see you in the green room. If you guys hit this QR code, guys, this will go right to the direct website. All the information is listed on this website. It is basically a convoy that is started and will be managed by truckers, guys. The truckers that you depend on for all your goods here in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. We still are the greatest country in the world, but we do have crises that we do have to take care of. Hit this QR code, guys, today, and all the information will be listed on that website, guys. So, I want to bring James back. Yeah, James, looks like we do have you on there. I just gave you a plug for that convoy. Your truck,
yeah, I appreciate
if you're
that.
not well aware of it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And also on the X Spaces, we do a weekly update on these convoys.
Oh, wow.
I have a guy in there that's running the Texas side, and I have my friend who brought this awesome opportunity so we can all get involved in. He's the security guy, so he's head of security for this. And
wow.
He's my brother, but this opportunity came. Everything's ready to go, people. The truck drivers have been supporting y'all since this started driving trucks in this country.
Yeah.
We are the blood. We're the blood that runs this country. And me, as an American truck driver, I am asking for every single citizen, military personnel, come out and show us some support. Rather, it's just alongside the highway with signs. Just come out. This is going to be biblical. This is a God movement. This is a we movement. We the people. It's time for us to stand up and finally let our government hear our voice.
Yeah, it's now or never. I mean, it's not a political little bumper sticker, guys. It's not a catchphrase. It's none of that shit. I mean, literally, this country is hurting under this administration. We were warned 4.5, almost 5 years ago where this administration was going to take us. And guess what, guys? Now you're seeing the results. High inflation, high gas prices, high rent, high mortgages, high everything. Anything you can think of right now that it's affecting, yeah, it shows that. Everything is high under this administration. James, we can't afford it. We can't afford everything I just mentioned. Look, I mean, just a small little fraction of it, but there's more to it. We can't even afford these fucking migrants coming into our country. They're being housed at 5-star hotels. My friends are telling me up in New York. I mean, really nice hotels like the Bohemian hotel up in New York City. That's like between Midtown and the Lower East Side. 5-star hotel. Some of like the rich and famous stay there. Celebrities. Now they're told that they can't go in there because it is now regulated and operated by the federal department with the direction of the Border Patrol and ICE to basically manage these migrants to stay there. That's fucking terrible, man. Banana Republic. That's what I keep on telling people. That's what our country's turning into, a banana republic. It's crazy.
I'd say we're there. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still in elections, doing whatever they want. Criminals in charge. Come on. This is.
I'm telling you.
It's. I don't know. It's either we have to stand up, make our voices heard. We have to. Enough is enough. Don't you guys think? I mean, yeah, I'm a little lost of words. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, what American wouldn't be pissed? And to be honest, why everything is expensive is because of the attack on the oil industry. They raise up the price of diesel, and now everything else in America, because of the rise of cost in diesel, is going to go up.
Yeah.
Because
hey, James, hold that thought, buddy. I got to get a quick plug in for one of our sponsors here for the show, exclusive sponsor. Guys, we're talking about patriotism here. Guys, if you head over to Blackout Coffee, guys, I love them. It's some of the greatest coffee known here to the show, and a lot of patriots out there choose it. It's not your runny, oiled down coffee, guys. Hit this QR code. You're going to get amazing deals here on the show. Literally, guys, started out with a guy with a dream that just had coffee in his mindset, and he says Americans deserve. Excuse me, I'm so full of energy. I'm messing up my own plug, but yeah, I mean, hit this QR code, guys. I'm sorry, it's not like me. I usually get my my plugs in right away, but I'm so fired up with this truckers crisis and the border crisis. It's crazy. Yeah, wow. James, any final thoughts here? We're gonna wrap it up here with you soon. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I know you're on the road and you're trying to deliver the goods to Americans, and I really praise you for doing that, man, because, not for nothing, but your industry is a tough industry. And to do what you do, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, you take a humongous sacrifice to not only yourself, but, your family and this and that. To put that off to the side, to do what you do, not only as a passion, probably an interest, but some people do it as, as the right thing to do. I mean, I have any final thoughts of what I just said, or maybe something that you want to add in?
Well, I was over the road, but after all these riots and stuff, I came home and I got a local job to hang around my family. But I'm just waiting for all this stuff to clean up and all the bullshit to stop. And I'm going back on the road. I love it. I have a passion. I've been to all 48 states in this country. I've got to see all 48 states. I know how beautiful this country is. And there's one thing I can say. It's worth saving. We have the most beautiful lands, and not to mention the most beautiful Constitution. And we inherited this from God. And it's time for us to stand up and take it back.
Amen.
I want to say thank you, brother. I appreciate you bringing me on here.
And a big hat tip to you. And when you're ready to go back on the road, you truck hard, man, and don't let this crap hold you back. Because it's now or never. We got to get this trucking industry back to a stronghold. We have to end this border crisis. We have to seal our border. There's a lot that we have to do from now till November, and try to fix it after November. Try to get all this crap fixed. That's the main objective. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be overnight, but with the American resolve, I believe in the American people, and I know we can do this. Just roll up your sleeves, get a little pissed off, and it's time to do some work. Just so everybody knows, this convoy is a peaceful assembly, and I want to thank you, brother, for everything you're doing out there.
Yeah, thank you. And you, like I said, take it easy, and it's good that you are home, with family and stuff. But a lot of truckers can't afford that; they have to stay on the road, because of, even with the high inflation that we're in, they still have to stay on the road, and they have to still scrabble and try to make as much money as possible for themselves, including their family too. So, thank you very much again for coming on the show, James, and take it easy, buddy.
Thank you for inviting me, sir.
All right, buddy. All right, guys, you just heard James Cowen, a truck driver, now at home, and he's right there, guys, with a snap of a finger. He's going to be back on the road. You just heard.